Hey Capricorn, your February tarot reading is ready. I'm Eleanor. Welcome to Pink Pearl Tarot. I have your main themes, your week-to-week forecast, career and finance, and then love. Now for February, your main themes, you have plants, which means growth, and your color is white. Lighten up. So together these mean to take a load off to whatever degree possible. Lay down what is heavy and give yourself some time and or room to just breathe. Kind of like a fire needs oxygen to ignite. A plant needs light to grow. An animal will adapt to the size of its environment, right? So how would a change of media consumption lighten your heart? What would more sunlight do for you physically? Is it possible to not volunteer for overtime every week in February? How can you create a little space in your schedule or home so that you can grow, whether that's something else or just yourself? Now, week one, you have the Five of Coins with the Hermit. So there's a feeling of something lacking here, something not being enough, or something that you're not getting enough provided of for you. So they're saying to look to yourself to provide it. It's like looking for your own inner light somewhere out there, and of course not finding it and then thinking it doesn't exist. This is the epitome of be the change you wish to see in the world. Whatever you feel is missing, if no one is creating it, if no one is doing it, why not you? So if you see lack of kindness, a good question to ask is how kind have you been, just like as an example. So for week two, you have the Sun with the Four of Blades. I so wish it were summer in the Northwest Hemisphere because this is begging for a lawn chair and a lemonade. If you can take a vacation to a warm climate, this would be a great week to do it. It doesn't have to be though. It can be like a fireplace and a blankie. But the sun it essentially means to lighten up. It's about joy and openness, love and fun. But what do the Fraggles say? Dance your cares away, worries for another day. The Four of Blades is a card of rest and retreat for the mind. And so you can still carry on normal activities and be active and still tap into that Four of Blades energy if your mind is at peace. So if you're participating in moving meditation of some kind. This does feel very much like dance or like trance-inducing yoga or hot yoga or sauna. It's just cozy, it's happy, it's warm, and a quiet mind, whatever all of those things look like for you. So week three, you have the Nine of Rods with the King of Coins. This combination feels very much like a Seven of Wands energy, having some kind of material high ground or hard-won stability. But this week may be more about keeping it than actually achieving it. So I feel like this is the reason it's so important to be well rested and restored coming into the week, because you might have to guard your nut, as they say. And another thing that's coming in here is if you are more stable now than you were in an earlier stage of your life, you might find certain inconveniences can still bring up that same heightened state that they used to when they posed a greater threat than they actually do now. And you might need to remind yourself that you're in a better position now to deal with the same kind of setback. Like as an example, I'm having car trouble right now. And my level of anxiety over it is the same as it was when I was in my 20s and broke, even though now I'm in my 40s and I have the means to deal with whatever the issue is. I don't want to, but there's no need for my nervous system to be so ready for a fight. And that's the energy I'm getting from this combination, that you're just kind of ready for a fight that isn't necessary at where you are in life right now. So week four, you have the Lovers with the Queen of Elixirs. It's like the Queen of Cups. So they're highlighting one of your most intimate and primary connections. For most of you, it's probably romantic, but not necessarily, because this is the general portion of the reading. It could be another type of deep soul bond. Here's the thing with the Queen of Cups. Excellent self-care is required for the health of this connection. There can be times when we'll put our own mental health second and prioritize a relationship, and the idea being that the health of the relationship will take care of us and provide that back. It's going to restore what we sacrifice. And it's just not the case. It's the other way around. You are half of that relationship, and your emotional health and your fulfillment are what make the relationship strong. It's only as strong as the people in it. So if you aren't taking care of yourself, you aren't taking care of the relationship, because it is made up of you and another person. I hope that makes sense. The relationship won't be fulfilling if you're draining yourself to maintain it. It's like a fountain that's just recycling the same water over and over and over, and it never actually fills up or grows. And this relationship is strong when you're strong. So for career and finance, you have the Lovers with the Essence of Fire. This equates to the Queen of Wands in this deck. Interesting, you have the Lovers again, but this time it's different. It's in a different context. In a professional sense, this is your career path, the one that feels most aligned with your talents, values, and your interests. In Japanese, the Japanese call it ikigai, and there's this Venn diagram I've seen. It's online, you can look it up, where it's the intersection of what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. And the intersection of what you love and what you're good at in the diagram is called passion. And that's the Queen of Wands, the Essence of Fire. Driven to success by your passion. Now, ultimately, the goal would be the intersection of all four. That's the Lovers, the Ikigai. Sometimes, though, we have to piece things together one at a time. And in February, this is what they're drawing to your attention to, this component. To be the Queen of Fire, the Essence of Fire, like I said in the themes, you need space to breathe for ignition to happen. So whereas the Queen of Cups was all about self-care and fulfillment, this is about self-care around burnout. So healthy boundaries around your time, for sure. And to use fire as a metaphor again, it's not only about not packing the logs too tight for the oxygen to get through, you would also want to shield it from anything that would blow it out. You're creating boundaries around and space for the bubbles of the Ikigai Venn diagram for what you love and what you're good at. That's your focus. Now for love, this month I'm switching it up from just kind of instead of doing a general energy check, I'm doing person A, person B, and how they're viewing the connection. I have left it open for you to decide which one you see yourself in, and if it's a little bit of both, there might be some mirroring in the connection. So person A with Six of Cups, for those of you in a long-term connection, or at least you've known them long, person A is looking back on the good old days of the connection, how you first met, the friendships you shared before becoming potential lovers, or if it's new or if it's still in the initial stages, they're viewing it as something that makes them feel young again, something sweet, something innocent, something that takes them back. And they're looking at it with good intentions, something that they want to give to. Now, person B with the Magician is viewing it as something that they're manifesting, something they're bringing into being. It's something that they want, and it's something that they're going to do everything in their power to see that it comes together or stays together. Now, up to the themes of plants and growth and lighten up, the advice for person A would be to focus on that growth aspect, because with all of this happy puppy love-like energy, you got to remember, all relationships evolve and mature as the people do within it, and that isn't going to last. And this person too attached to keeping it in this kind of nostalgic or honeymoon bubble? There's nothing wrong with enjoying that for what it is, though, right now. But just remember that that is a beginning. Now, for person B, it would be to put all of that manifesting energy into the idea of growth, so nurturing. And they do that by evolving themselves as they are half of the connection, like I was saying earlier. So I'm going to quote this meme. I do it again and again because it is always so relevant. It says, "Don't commit to me, commit to evolving, and I will meet you there." That is the advice for the Magician, person B. So this is an awesome reading, Capricorn. Much love, and I'll talk to you next month. Thank you.